What if Atari helped distribute Nintendo but owned all the rights to Mario, and Nintendo's just a small third-party developer under Atari? Well, this almost became true, so stick to the end to find out how Nintendo's bad luck saved them, which led them to be one of the biggest gaming empires in the entire world. Starting ground. Atari was a thriving game company in the late 70s and 80s. It was almost in every American home and was wealthy, but became more and more sloppy. Their CEO, Ray Kassar, was strict and didn't care for the games, only profits and stock. Atari's rival was Coleco, and they made the ColecoVision to try to steal Atari's spotlight. Now onto Nintendo. They were a small company in Japan that made playing cards and arcade games. Their president was Hiroshi Yamauchi. He was a brilliant businessman. His son-in-law was Minoru Arakawa. He got sent by Yamauchi to run Nintendo of America, or NOA. During that time, NOA was a struggling small office with no power. The video game crash. In 1983, the video game market crashed. Companies were losing millions, and critics called it a dead fad. This was horrible timing for Nintendo because they just made a new console called the Famicom. It was a great arcade quality graphics that absolutely crushed Atari's graphics. Nintendo wanted to sell it to America, but no retailers would buy a console from an unknown Japanese company to an already failing game market. Nintendo had to get a deal with them, also known as Atari, to have their name on their console so retailers would buy it. Atari saw the Famicom's insane power and wanted it because their own consoles were old and outdated. They would put their name on Nintendo's superior system and call it the new Big Atari and keep their monopoly going. Fast forward to June 3, 1983. The contract was already 99% finished. It was sitting on the table at a massive tech show. Then a huge misunderstanding happened. Years before, Nintendo made a hit arcade game called Donkey Kong. They sold the rights to Coleco so they could make a home console version. They sold the rights to the game to Atari as in a computer disc version. At the tech show, Ray Kassar, Atari CEO, walked past the Coleco stand and saw Donkey Kong on their new Coleco computer. And Kassar thought Nintendo illegally went behind his back and sold the rights to Coleco, which wasn't true. Nintendo sold the disc rights to Atari and the home console onto Coleco. Before we see the historic events that will happen next, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and like. It helps out a ton. Anyways, onto the major events and Anchor Tantrum. On June 4, 1983, Kassar was furious and didn't wait for an explanation. He screamed at Nintendo executives and froze the contract. Nintendo did nothing wrong. Nintendo only sold it to Coleco to show it off at the tech show, but once Nintendo proved they were innocent, it was too late. Atari's final blow. When the deal was frozen, Atari CEO, Kassar, was caught in a massive scandal. He secretly sold his personal stock before Atari's bad financial report was showed to the public. He was instantly fired, and Atari looked at the company's enormous debt and canceled all future plans, including the Nintendo deal. The aftermath. When Atari stopped the deal, Nintendo had to take a massive gamble and launch the console in 1985 in America by themselves. Nintendo tricked the stores by naming it an entertainment system, made it look like a VCR, and added a plastic toy robot named Rob. And Bing Bang Pow, they were extremely successful till this day. If Atari's deal succeeded, they would play Mario on Atari, Nintendo a secondary software company, and when Atari eventually goes bankrupt, Nintendo might have gone down with them. Because the deal failed, Nintendo took the risk and instantly got successful. They became a massive gaming empire, and now it is in many, if not all, American homes. Thank you for watching. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers, and it's free and it'll help out a ton. Thanks for watching, and bye!